Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I am just gonna go over really quickly what each different kind of glitter is and its strengths and weaknesses and help you decide which glitter may be best for you. So let's get into it. Let's just get into what are the differences between these 5 different kinds of glitter because it can be really confusing to know which one that you should use for which. Let's do that. Now I'm gonna be using glitter from my absolute favorite. I have tried all the glitters, I swear to you, on the market, and this is just my favorite glitter. They have so many different colors, cuts, options. Their customer service is amazing, and I will link this company down below. And it's called bulk glitters. There are 5 kinds, but really only 3, and then 2 sort of specialty uses. Get these 2 out of the way first. You all know what cosmetic glitter is for, right? Now this is really chunky, okay? But cosmetic glitter, usually you would see it in like eyeshadows or nail polish, things like that, and you would see it ground down much smaller than this. These are all the ones in this video are gonna be a chunky. For it to be considered cosmetic grade, it has to use an FDA approved pigment. As opposed to the dyes that are used in all the other glitters, this one has to be an FDA approved pigment. It's not gonna cause irritation. A cosmetic grade glitter, you're really only gonna find in 2 classes, and that's gonna be a polyester and a hybrid, and we'll come back to that. Usually very, very finely milled. So when you're looking at, you know, the glitter that you're used to seeing in like an eyeshadow, okay, it's this or a mica, but it's just really finely ground. Now, biodegradable glitter, this is sort of like the new kid on the block, right? And why? I mean, it makes sense because people have become aware of the potential for environmental damage and damage to marine life with traditional glitter. So a lot of people who are environmentally conscious are moving over to this kind of glitter. So biodegradable glitter is made out of like a plant-derived cellulose, and it's made to degrade, right? Biodegradable. So within 3 to 6 months, this is going to basically disappear. And what is biodegradable glitter good for? Well, I'll tell you what, if you guys have ever been to like Burning Man or Coachella or any concert, anything like that, where, you know, people are throwing glitter or they're putting glitter on their body and they want to be environmentally conscious about it, that's where you would want to use biodegradable glitter. Now, you wouldn't want to use this for crafting and whatnot because it's much more expensive than the other 3 that I'm getting ready to go over. You could use, let's say for a festival, right? You could use cosmetic glitter or you could use biodegradable glitter. And the principal difference would be price. And then also, like, are you worried about the environment? Because if you are, then you want to use biodegradable. The only other thing with this is that, again, you wouldn't use this for crafting because it's too expensive and it doesn't have good heat resistance. This is so good for something like a bath bomb though. Like, this is fantastic for that because of course it's going to degrade, right? Which is what we want. We don't want to be clogging up people's pipes. So if you see any kind of glitter inside a bath bomb, you're probably looking at this. Now let's go through the 3 that you're probably more used to seeing. There's 3, and let me put them up close and personal so you can see, but look, guys, it's so hard to just to look at them, it's actually, unless you're like a magician, like a glitter magician, it would be impossible to see the difference. Starting with the thickest, biggest, oldest one that everybody's probably used to seeing, is this PVC craft type of glitter, right? And this is the kind of glitter that you were probably used to seeing at like, you know, Walmart, Joann's. Whenever you see a big float done for Mardi Gras and stuff like that, I guarantee you this is what they're using right here. They're using PVC craft grade glitter. It's thick, it's not as expensive, and I'll come back to that in a second, but that's PVC craft glitter. So you would normally see this for, you know, for signs, or if you're doing arts and crafts with the kids, this is what you want to use. But this is certainly not for like industrial purposes. I wouldn't use it for anything that I expected to go the distance with respect to time. And it's not UV resistant. So if you were using this on something that you intended to be outside for longer than, you know, a day or a week, this is not what you want to use, okay? Because it is not going to hold up under sunlight or any kind of light over an extended period of time. And another thing that makes this not ideal for a lot of other applications is it's not solvent resistant. And so there are some glues and then a lot of like epoxies and resins that if you mix craft glitter, forget it. It's gonna bleed and it's gonna change, and then you're gonna get that kind of murky colored, you guys know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. So, you know, you have kind of like a very discolored looking resin craft, and nobody wants that. And another reason why I would not recommend using this for crafting projects with resin is it is the heaviest of all of the glitters. Now, I'm not saying you can't get away with it, because I certainly did in the beginning. But one of the things that I struggled with is because this is the heaviest, okay, of these three, PVC, hybrid, and poly, this one's the heaviest, it's the thickest. So when you pour it into resin, it sinks to the bottom of the mold. Now, obviously, if you're using something that's lighter than this, like, you know, smaller than this, you're gonna have a better chance of having it stay suspended. The next one is gonna be hybrid glitter, and this is sort of like a step between poly and craft. I would say that it's more like poly glitter, closer to this in price points. Let me do the comparison thing that I wrote out for you guys. As far as price is concerned, you would have PVC, hybrid, and poly in that order. Least expensive, most expensive. With respect to sparkle factor, least glittery, most glittery, somewhere in the middle. Solvent resistant, meaning how is it gonna perform with water, adhesives, epoxies, resins. The least solvent resistant, craft glitter. The most solvent resistant, polyester glitter. If you are mixing it into something and you wanna know it's not gonna bleed, you're not gonna have any problems there, this is your guy. You can use hybrid, but test it first. Some of the different adhesives and epoxy resins, it doesn't bleed, and some it will. So I would definitely say test it. But this one, you can pretty much guarantee you're gonna be good to go. Again, in weight, heaviest, middleweight, lightweight. With respect to UV resistance, right? How does it perform? How does it hold up under the sunlight or direct light over long periods of time? Least resistant, sort of resistant, and most resistant. So if it's something that's gonna go outside or just be exposed to a lot of lights, okay, poly glitter. Whenever you're looking at anything to do with automotives or boats, any kind of an industrial application, right here, polyester glitter. What is hybrid glitter? All right, again, hybrid glitter, I mean, it's kind of a hybrid, right? It's like if PVC and poly, you know, they met in Paris. They get married, they have a baby, it's hybrid, okay? Hybrid glitter is thinner than craft glitter. It's more resistant. It has a little bit more sparkle. It's okay to use indoors, temporarily outdoors. Yes, it would be okay for that. This is so great for people who use glitter in like their paintings and stuff like that, because you're gonna get because it's thinner and lighter, it throws a lot more light. Now, I don't know that you can actually see that here. Well, yeah, you can kind of see it. Hold on. This one, I mean, these are the exact same size, but this one throws a lot more light. So it's gonna throw a lot more glitter, a lot more sparkle. It's prettier because it's thinner and it's lighter. So it's gonna kick more light. This would be great for maybe resin crafts with jewelry, again, with the caveat that you test it with whatever resin you're using it with. It's less expensive than poly, more expensive than this, but this is good middle ground. Like, this is something that I'm pretty excited about that it came out, because this stuff, you know, this is kind of like, I would say this is like amateur, hobby, pro. Right? That's how I would kind of call those. This last one, which is polyester glitter. And again, it doesn't look any different in the bottle. Poly is the thinnest of these three glitters. It is the lightest. It has the most sparkle. It's gonna be the most UV resistant. You can use it indoors. You can use it outdoors. You can use it for stuff that's temporary. You can use it for stuff that's permanent. You can use it for stuff that is going to be placed under heat. Whereas these other two, hybrid and certainly not craft glitter, if you're putting this on anything where there's gonna be heat coming in contact with it, skip it. Do yourself a favor and just go ahead and go with a poly glitter. You will see this in everything from, like I said, cars, boats, walls, industrial applications. You go to a store and you see any kind of a glitter wall that's been done professionally, I can assure you it's been done with polyester glitter. This is so great for keychains, candles, tumblers, coasters, anything like that. Again, Can you get away with using these two? Of course, but you have to try it with whatever you're using it in. But if you really just looking, like you wanna know, okay, this is definitely not gonna bleed, it's not gonna fade, it's not gonna anything over time, this is the guy to go with. Okay guys, so you guys let me know in the cards below, did you guys realize there were so many different kinds of glitter? What kind of glitter do you use? Did you realize that maybe there's a better glitter that you could be using? I know I did. That's why I had to share this with you guys. But so real quickly, let me just go through some projects that I know that people do and tell you which one I would use. Can nail polish, Cosmetic Glitter. I'm going to a festival, I wanna put glitter all down my arms, Biodegradable Glitter. If I'm making something for a client, like an Etsy project that I'm gonna sell for a fair amount of money and I want them to have it forever, it's gonna have to be either polyester or hybrid glitter depending on what the product is. And then if I'm just crafting with the kids or making a card and it's just something that's kind of temporary and fun, like a float or something like that, or a sign, we're gonna go with the craft glitter. I also wanted to tell you that the company that I was talking about, and I will link their information down below, they have amazing customer service. So I will put their phone number down below if you have questions. And they also have this awesome, it's like a glitter usage chart. So if you have like an application, you're doing something that I didn't cover in this video, which I'm sure there are tons of things I didn't cover, they have a chart and it kind of tells you like, oh, if you're doing this, this would be the best. So again, I will link that down below. Yeah, I hope you guys found that helpful and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.